Welcome to another edition of Play Branson. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here with my co-host, Haley Westrich. Haley, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I was a little rushed getting here.
Yes.
I went to the dentist,
man.
and so I was like, we got to hurry up. And they kind of were like squishing my hair when she was cleaning my teeth. And then I get here, and like the set's changed.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of crazy.
It is crazy a little bit.
So
but
anyway, we're going to make it work.
We are, and we've got a great guest with us here today. We've got two people from the Johnson family here with us, Luke and Laura. So we're excited to have them here with us.
So they are new in
are.
Branson, so I'm anxious to talk to them and get to know them better.
Yeah.
And so we have our dumb questions or things that make you go, that we're going to talk about today. And so here we go. What happens when you get scared half to death twice?
Oh, that's
so
good.
Are you almost dead?
Possibly.
I tell you what, I think someday I'm going to have a heart attack because my kids are always scaring me. And like you got to stop this. Why did Yankee Doodle name the feather in his hat macaroni?
That's a good point.
Did you do any research on that?
I didn't, no.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Macaroni. Why don't you ever see ads for advertising companies?
You really don't if you think about it.
I think that, if you go to Ad Age, they'll sometimes have that. But normally you do not see ads for advertising companies. You would think they would want some more business. Mm-hmm. You know the expression, don't quit your day job. Well, what do you say to people who work nights? Do you say, don't quit your night job?
I guess you could.
Okay, of those four, which one is the dumbest?
Ooh, I like the scared to death one. I think that's funny.
That's pretty dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Here's our thought-provoking question of the day. When we always say talk around the dinner table about this question, would you rather only communicate with a light bright or an etch-a-sketch?
Ooh.
Think about that.
I'm thinking light bright, just because I always enjoyed playing with it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Now, I think I'm going to do Etch-a-Sketch because with a light bright, well, I guess light brights you had to plug in, but you wouldn't necessarily have to, but you'd have to put all those little things in it.
Yeah, it'd be more work.
It'd be more work. Etch-a-Sketch you could get really good maybe and just, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Right.
Okay. We'll be back in just a moment.
The award-winning Quality Inn West. It's the closest hotel in Branson to Silver Dollar City and near Branson's IMAX complex. Relax in the indoor pool or hot tub. The hotel offers relaxing queen rooms and 2-room suites. Enjoy each morning's free hot breakfast inside or out on the patio. For more information or to make reservations, call 800-443-8694.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Welcome back to Play Branson. Today we have some of Branson's newest entertainers with us. We have Luke and Laura Johnson with the Johnson String, so it's great to have you guys. And you just came to Branson this year, but you guys have got really a history before Branson, and so that's kind of what we want to focus on the first half, and then the second half we'll talk about the show that you have here in town. So kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
So we grew up in lots of different places, but our parents wanted something we could do together as a family. Because in sports, you go off, you do your own thing. It doesn't bring the family together as much. And so they chose music and enrolled Karen and I in the Suzuki method. And it was going so well that they kept adding in our other brothers and sisters, younger and younger, until Silas, he's our youngest brother, he couldn't wait to get started. And he was 3 when he started on the cello. So then we were all performing together, and it started growing from there. Started toured for 10 years all over the U.S.
So there's 6 siblings total, 3 boys and 3 girls, right? And so how old were you when you started? Because you're the oldest.
I was the oldest. When we moved to Iowa, I was 6. My sister Karen was 5, and so we started together then.
Okay. And Luke, how old are you?
I am 22.
You're 22. And so, Laura, how old are you now?
I'm 25. I'm the oldest.
So you guys are kind of, I mean, you're not young, so to say, like anymore, but how old's the youngest one now?
He's 15.
15. Okay.
He doesn't look it, though. He's over 6 feet tall.
Oh, my gosh. Well, so so you guys, as a family, talk about the Suzuki method. Like, what is that for somebody that doesn't know?
Well, in the Senichi Suzuki, who started it all, figured that if kids could learn to read at a very young age, there was no reason why they couldn't also learn to read music and play the violin or any other instrument. So you start out very young with a lot of listening to other musicians play, and then you start out by ear, and very soon they're starting to also teach you how to read music.
So you start out with your ear.
Yes, you do.
That's really interesting. I think that would be really hard.
Well, you're starting out with very, very simple music like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Okay.
And if you think about learning to speak, it's all based off of the method of learning to speak. Little kids learn to imitate and mirror what the older people are doing because it's the cool thing to do. Same thing with music.
Okay. So how long did you guys work on your skill before you actually started performing in front of people?
Well, we worked on that for quite a while. We didn't plan to perform as a family. Dad and Mom just wanted something that we could do we could take throughout our life. When you play an instrument, you can do that when you're 40, when you're 50, when you've, kind of stopped doing sports and other things. Those are all great. We love doing them, but there was also no way that they could take each one of us to different sporting events on the same Saturday. So they wanted to do music, and it worked out.
So altogether, we've had over 100 years of professional musical training among us siblings, the 6 of us together.
So do you play primarily one instrument, multiple instruments? Do each of you have your own role in the show? How does that work?
We each have our own main instruments, but then after our main instruments, we got to choose a bunch of other instruments to add on along with that. So I can play most of the instruments on stage, but you'll primarily see me playing about 3 or 4 of them.
Okay. So 10 years, how did you, were you traveling all over the country? Were you just performing in, you said Iowa earlier, so talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So Dad actually works full-time at John Deere, and so that kind of creatively tied us a little bit down to Iowa. So we would end up making a lot of weekend trips where we would drive as far as we could, perform a few times, and then drive back, and we'd get home 2, 3 in the morning, and then Dad would still go to work on Monday morning and try and do the best job he could.
None of this was planned. It was just people all over asking us to come perform in Texas for amazing family camps, perform for churches, events, fairs, festivals, all sorts of women's events or different parties. It was a great time and all sorts of experiences anywhere from the Canadian border down into Texas.
Okay, so but primarily in the Midwest. So, so did you guys go to college then as well, or musical school, or what happened there?
We have our schooling from several different colleges: University of Northern Iowa, Coe College, Wartburg College, and the University of Northwestern in Chicago. We don't have music degrees from those institutes, but we instead took professional training from the instructors there. And then outside of that, we are working on degrees. I'm in college for marketing and business. My brother Seth is in college for mechanical engineering. Laura's had lots of schooling in portrait photography. My sister Karen is a certified chef. So in music, we've just gone straight to the professors.
So you're doing these other things, but you're here as a family. So did you get to the point where you're like, hey, how did you say, come to Branson? How did that happen?
That was a long process. The music was growing so big that we either had to go full-time in music or we had to go our own separate ways. And we loved the music so much, we decided to stick together, quit our own personal jobs, move to Branson. Because I was a wall portrait artist. I designed wall portraits for families. And then I'd also do our music.
Yeah. So why Branson?
Well, we are a semi-large family when you're thinking about large families. But anyway, there are a lot of wonderful families here that do music full-time in the theater business, and Branson seemed like a great place with great values to, just to settle down, at least for now, and then perform.
And, too, a lot of our fans were saying, go to Branson. We go to Branson all the time. It's a great place. So many people told us that. We better check it out.
Yeah. So, and I've heard that story actually before where people, they're out on the road and people are coming up to them saying, you got to go to Branson. And so I think that's always kind of a cool thing, because they obviously think you have enough talent and skill and effort to make it in Branson. But Branson's also, and I'm guessing you guys didn't learn, it's hard because there are so many shows here. So what's been maybe one of your challenges as a new entertainer in town, if you had to pick a challenge?
The biggest challenge would be to get the word out. There's so many places to go to tell people, because once people come to our show, we've had people coming back 4, 5, 6 times back to the same show, but getting the word out is the most difficult part of it.
And that's why you're here today, is get the word out, and that's what we're trying to do. So I'm just curious, as siblings, do you guys fight very much?
Well, we actually don't. When we were younger, we had, some trouble with that, but our parents really looked at it as, if you can't get along, you're gonna tear each other apart, and you're not gonna stay together. And so, when you go to work at a business outside of the home, everybody learns how to work together and how to move through difficulties without tearing each other apart. So Dad and Mom worked very hard to help us learn how to do that in our home and while we practice. And we've come a very long ways, and we're so thankful for that.
So how do you guys determine how you put a show together? Is there one person that's putting it together, or do you guys have a family meeting, or how does that work?
A lot of both. We'll pray, of course, and then Karen will have lots of different ideas. She's our show production manager. She'll have ideas. Abigail is our show arranger. She arranges all the music note by note for what we're doing on stage. So they'll come with a bunch of ideas. We can all come with our own ideas too. And then we'll have a voting process, voting on specific categories: fast, slow, singing, non-singing, different types of music, because you want to mix it up.
Yeah.
We want to include classical, fiddle, ragtime, bluegrass, gospel, patriotic, all of those different genres to make it exciting and musically different. A lot of variety.
Okay. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and we're gonna talk more about their show on our next episode, or section. Sorry.
One incredible family, an outstanding show, filled with amazing talent. The Johnson Strings, an unforgettable experience. Shows every week at the Majestic Theater building in Branson.
Try something different this vacation. Bring the whole family to Branson Segway. Segways are the most fun on 2 wheels since the bicycle. It's safe and fun. Ride at your own pace on our specially designed track. You can do it.
I don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know.
To get your family from ho-hum to adventure, ride a Segway. Branson Segway and Adventure Center on Highway 165, just 1 block south of Titanic.
Come on, slowpokes! Ride like the wind! Woo!
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here with Luke and Laura Johnson with Johnson Strings, one of Branson's newest shows. And so we've been kind of talking a little bit about their history, and so we're going to jump in and kind of delve more into the show itself. And so you have a regular show, and now you guys are doing a Christmas show. And so let's talk about the Christmas show first. And so if if they've never seen you before, what can they expect when they come to the show?
A lot of fun and musical excellence. We try to capture the power of family with a really high level of instrumental expertise and vocal as well. But you can expect anything from 4 people playing on 1 piano at the same time. That's 40 fingers on 88 keys, so it doesn't give you much personal space. But it's a lot of fun for the audience to watch all of the different ways that works out.
Yeah.
And then you go into different musical styles.
Yeah, we do everything from old favorites to new, a little bit more contemporary songs. And then of course we do stuff in the bluegrass style, classical style. We do the Nutcracker, we do the Hallelujah chorus. It just turns into a whole beautiful picture of what Christmas is.
So is the whole show Christmas then?
It is almost all Christmas. Throughout the year, we play a Christmas song to, let people know about Christmas. And then, of course, during Christmas, we'll play just like 3 or 4 of our very favorite songs from the rest of the year.
Okay. So would you say 80 to 85% Christmas?
Yes, it is.
So that's probably actually more than, a lot of shows are doing half regular, half Christmas. So you guys have really pushed the Christmas a lot further than maybe some of the other shows in town.
We love Christmas. Christmas is our favorite time of year. It's so full of joy, full of family, and that's one thing we want to convey to other people, because so much of the time, people want to be inspired, see something they haven't seen before, and feel the love and the warmth of the family. Because you can meet our family throughout the show, whether it's Karen as our certified chef. She'll have some amazing concessions, like how about you like caramel toffee Christmas cupcakes?
Sounds good to me.
Or homemade cookies, lots of different Christmas goodies for you to enjoy, all homemade, fresh. You'll meet Abigail at our box office, who also does our music arranging for the show, putting in different instruments: piano, violin, viola, cello, bass, mandolin, banjo, even a glockenspiel.
Wow. So lots of variety and lots of different instruments there. Now, are your parents, are they performing as well in the show?
Yes, they are. My mom plays the glockenspiel. She plays the piano. She sings in the show. Dad plays the bass.
Now, tell people where you guys are located, because they might not be thinking of it as a theater.
We are located in the Majestic Theater. It's an old Majestic Steaks building at the corner of Gretna and Roark Valley Road. So it's behind the Tanger Outlet Mall.
So are you guys in the theater that's like upstairs? Is that right? So years ago, Justin Flom, hopefully I got that name right. Justin, if you're out there, hopefully I didn't mess up your name, but he performed his magic show there, and I thought it was a great venue. It's much more intimate and small. Now he's been on all over the country on Ellen and different shows. So, it was a good start for him, I think. So, talk to people about your schedule. Like, when do you guys perform? What time? That type of thing.
Well, we perform every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 7:30 for Christmas.
And how long will that schedule go through?
We start November 1 and we go through December 22nd.
Okay. So you guys are going longer than a lot of Branson shows as well. So that's good. Very good. So let's talk a little bit about just the regular show. If someone, if they're going to come back next year, maybe they can't get here at Christmas time, what could they expect from a regular show from Johnson Strings?
Well, like we were saying, variety is a big thing for us. You'll hear a patriotic segment with some fun patriotic tributes. Silas does a really stunning representation. He quotes an old Johnny Cash poem that's really stirring. Then we'll also have some fun things like Yankee Doodle. You were talking about Yankee Doodle earlier. There's a really virtuosic, fun, happy little piece in there. We'll do gospel, like How Great Thou Art, powerful gospel numbers, or comedic numbers, where we're squishing us into small spaces, doing fun things that you've probably never heard before, techniques that the regular audience will come up to us and they'll be like, that was so cool. How did you do that? Or trick fiddling, like playing behind your back, all sorts of other ways, little secrets for you to discover.
Okay. So what I'm hearing there is really lots of memorable moments that, I think, and that's the kind of the difference in performing and live performances. You can do things that you can't get on a CD, so to say, and listening. So I'm hearing lots of memorable moments. So have you guys made your permanent home now here in Branson?
Yes, we have bought a house, so we now live here in Branson full time.
So do you guys have a date for your show opening in 2018 at this point?
We're going to be starting at the beginning of March, the first Monday in March.
Okay. And so if people are looking for something new, they definitely need to come check you out. And it sounds, you guys are very well trained musically. And so, with family, Branson's all about family. So you guys fit in very well there. And Branson's got to be the biggest place for family entertainment. So I personally haven't seen the show yet. I need to get out and see it. People will be able to see a clip of the show if they haven't already seen that. And so any additional things that you want to talk about that I have missed today?
Well, we are always changing our show up. We don't want it to get boring for us. We want the audience every time they come back to see something new. So in 2018, we're going to be scrapping a lot of the show for this year and adding in some wonderful, new, exciting elements to the show that we're really excited about.
Do you have any unique stories of people that have come to your show and like just comments or thoughts or anything related to that?
Well, we just had a whole bunch of kids coming to our theater. There were actually more kids in the audience than adults. And that was fun because so many of them want to see other young people performing. It inspires them, it motivates them, and it helps their parents see what is possible, that they'll get past the scratchy stage, that they can do amazing things with music, and that it's so important. And we get a lot of parents coming in that will say, oh, my granddaughter or my child, I'll bring them back. They can hear this, they can talk to you, they can go away and have that motivation to practice.
Yes.
And people also absolutely love the intimate theater that we have. We make every piece of the show live right in front of you every time. So every time the show is just a little bit different, and they can see it being made live right literally in front of them. So we have a lot of people that love that they can see the chemistry, they can see all of us making it live, communicating to each other right on stage.
Yep. Okay, folks, you have heard about the Johnson Strings today, and so we'll be back in just a moment to wrap the show up.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need ibranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at ibranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. ibranson.com.
Welcome back to Play Branson. Laura and Luke Johnson with the Johnson Strings, and so I'm anxious to go see their show.
Me too. I haven't seen it yet.
So I just can tell they're very passionate about music, and
Yes.
I love that because I've had this kind of saying going in my head that music matters, and that's why Branson matters is because
Sure.
music is important. And I think sometimes in society we kind of forget about that. It's just
Right.
music is important. But here's the deal. We're about ready to get out of here. If you watch the show, if you like us and share us on Facebook, and you have not already won Chick-fil-A, the first 5 people that do that, I will give you free Chick-fil-A. But you got to do like and share us, and you can't have already won yet this year. So, any other final thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see their show and all the Christmas shows here in town.
Awesome. Until next week, have a good week.